Hey peeps, what's clucking? My name is Georgiana, and this chicken here is Hagatha. Are you tired of struggling to get your kids to eat their veggies? We use these Halloween tricks to get your kids to say yes to veggie-packed meals. Today I'm going to be sharing 3 veggie-packed kids recipes: monster mac and cheese, unicorn pearls, and Barbie pudding. So stay to the end of this video to see how to make a quick, yummy dessert that also has veggies in it. Yes, even the Barbie pudding has some vegetables in it. You can also get your free download of my weekly meal planner and day planner in one. The link is in the description box below. So let's get started. Okay, so the first recipe today is going to be monster mac and cheese. The easiest way I found to get kids and grown-ups alike to eat spinach is with this monster mac and cheese recipe. It's affordable and budget friendly, and it's easy to throw together. And it only has 4 main ingredients. These ingredients are pre-shredded mozzarella and provolone cheese. You could do just the regular mozzarella if you prefer. I've got a 16-ounce bag. There is a jarred Alfredo sauce, 1 box of elbow macaroni, and 1 bag of spinach. Okay, so we will start by using about 1/3 of the bag of spinach and give it a rough chop so that it'll fit in your blender easier and you get a better idea of how much you're going to use. Just as an affordable tip, if you want, I use the regular bag of spinach from Walmart instead of the baby spinach. Because as you can see, typically the leaves are about the same size or a little bigger. So I don't taste any bitterness or any difference. So you could save like 50 or 60 cents, I believe, at least at the date of this recording, on the price of the bag. So once you get that all chopped, just go ahead and put it in your blender. I'm using a NutriBullet, so I know those aren't as big. Some people might have a larger blender that you use. I then add some of the jarred Alfredo sauce, about half of it, kind of as much as you can get in there, because we're going to also add about a cup of water. You don't have to be too exact. You're going to see the consistency when we're done here, and that kind of gives you an idea. So once you put that in, go ahead and give that a blend and get it. I like to get it all liquefied and really pureed so that it just turns green and not like where you see chunks of vegetables. This way, you can tell your kids you've dyed the macaroni and cheese green. They don't really need to know it's with spinach if you don't want to tell them. So then go ahead and pour this into a large mixing bowl. Get all that out as best as you can. From there, we're going to add the rest of the jarred Alfredo sauce. I usually add a few tablespoons of water and shake the jar up so you get more of that sauce out of there. And then after that, you're just going to give this a good blend. Get that stirred together. And from there, you're going to season it to your liking. The Alfredo sauce already has salt in it, but I like to add about a half a teaspoon of garlic salt. That adds just really nice flavor. You can also add pepper. You're going to know your kids best. I know some kids don't like pepper at all, so you don't have to add pepper. Some people like a lot of pepper. My family, we add a little bit. That way it's not as noticeable, but it adds enough seasoning. While you're preparing the sauce, go ahead and get the pasta cooking. This is a 16-ounce box of elbow macaroni. And cook it to al dente. You don't want it too cooked because it will still cook some more once we put it in the oven. Once the pasta is done cooking, go ahead and drain it and add that to your sauce. And from there, just get all your pasta in there and give it a good stir and get it well blended. Next, we want to add our cheese. I've got a 16-ounce bag of shredded provolone and mozzarella blend. That's one of my favorites. But you could also just use the mozzarella cheese. I definitely recommend using a white cheese because it keeps the pasta green and to the color. Next, go ahead and grab your baking dish. Give it a good spray with nonstick cooking spray, or you can use a little butter or oil, whatever you've got on hand. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and add our macaroni and cheese to the pan and get it all spread around in a nice even layer. And from there, we're going to add the rest of, well, more of the mozzarella and provolone cheese. I did about 5 ounces, I believe, not the rest of the bag. You can use the whole bag if you'd like. Whatever's going to sell it to your kids, cheese usually does the sale. From there, you're going to bake the macaroni and cheese at 350 degrees for about 20 minutes. You're going to go till it's all bubbly and nice and a little bit crispy on top and cheesy and gooey. And then from there, look at serve it up. It's To me, it's pretty. It's cheesy. It's gooey, and yes, it's green. You could tell your kids you dyed it green, right? They don't need to know it's spinach if you don't want to tell them. But give it a try. Let me know in the comments below if you're going to try this recipe or if you did and what you thought, what your kids thought. My family finds it delicious. I've done this for work. I've done it for work parties, and people said they've done it also for their kids or family and that they love it. So I hope you guys like it also. Our second recipe today is unicorn pearls. I call it that because it's made with pearl couscous, also known as Israeli couscous. This recipe only has 5 main ingredients: 1 cup of the pearl couscous, half a block of cream cheese, some of a carrot, radishes, and purple cabbage. We'll first start with chopping up our carrot. We're not going to need the whole carrot. I've already peeled this one. I actually have fun. I take the tops and the bottom of the carrot when I cut it off. We got rabbits running around in the living room, so I just chuck it in the living room. It's kind of fun. I have to warn them incoming. But they, of course, love to nibble on the ends of those. From there, you're just going to chop up into little matchsticks. So little slices and then little dices. We want all these vegetables to be about the same size as the pearl couscous, so that blends in like a really pretty dish of the uniform size. It will also make them very tender and not stand out so much. Next, we're going to do the radishes. We're going to cut them up the same way, do little matchsticks, and then dice them up little. I've got 3 radishes here. They're kind of good size. It fits for what my family's going to eat. Just chops them up. You might only want 2 or even 1. I really like the color. This gives some pink color to the recipe. But you don't have to use as much as I'm making here. You'll see at the end when you go to blend it in with the couscous, you can add as much as you're comfortable with to start for your kids. This just is a really pretty color. Granted, a lot of it's white, but the pink stands out once it's cooked. I also have tips for reducing some of that sharpness because radishes are a little spicy, right? So first off, when you get your radishes, store them without the tops. And then once you're done, when we chop them up here, we're gonna store them in water. But not store them, we're gonna just put them in some water and add a little bit of vinegar and let them rest in that for a bit. Both of those steps take away some of the sharpness of the radish. And then once we cook it, in a little bit of butter or olive oil or whatever oil you like, it takes away all of the spiciness. You're not going to notice it at all. I think that's one of the flavors that might deter kids from wanting to eat radishes. So go ahead and give this a shot. Again, the vinegar I'm using here, I'm hooked on rice vinegar, but you can use whatever vinegar you want. And now we're going to do the same thing with the cabbage. I've got quite a lot here. It goes really far. You don't need a whole lot of cabbage. I'm not even going to use all of this that I end up chopping up here, but we're going to dice it just about the same size. A tip if you want, because you don't really need a whole lot of purple cabbage, because that color really stands out well in this recipe, you could also get those pre-made, pre-chopped bags of coleslaw from like Walmart, and you could just pull out some of the purple cabbage out of there and chop that up. Because again, this is a lot. I'm not using all of this. It's surprising how much it grows once you chop it. Now we're going to go ahead and cook our veggies. I put just a little bit of butter at the bottom of a pan. You can use whatever oil you prefer, even nonstick cooking spray if you like. But I feel like the butter helps, especially like with the radishes. So I like putting them in, saving time and doing them all in the same pan, but keeping them in their own little individual sections to help keep the color from bleeding. Primarily the purple cabbage. That one can spread a lot of color. Do this over a medium-low temperature and cook it. I think I did this for about 10, 12 minutes. Cook it till it's really tender. You don't want too much crunch to it, unless your family likes a lot of crunch, but I like to make it the same consistency as the couscous. And you're also going to go ahead and now start cooking your couscous while the veggies are cooking. I just put that in 1 cup of couscous with about, as much water as you want, like cooking pasta. It's slightly salted. Even though this pasta is a small pearl, you'd think it would cook faster, but it actually doesn't. It takes about 12 to 15 minutes to cook. Once you're done, drain it, but don't worry about draining it really well. As you can see with the consistency here, I've left a little bit of the pasta water in there. You can even add a little bit of oil. I actually did this on this night. If you get interrupted, you busy moms, you're bound to maybe get interrupted when you're cooking. If you add a little bit of oil and you have some of that pasta water in there, stir it in. While it's sitting, it's not going to get all sticky and then clumped together all the way. I didn't have children interrupt me. I had to go put chickens to bed. So, whatever happens that might slow you down, this will sit for a minute so you come back to finish the recipe. Next, I just used the same pan that I cooked the pasta in. Drained that, cleaned it out a bit. Add a half a brick, which is 4 ounces of cream cheese, to your pan. And I've got this over low heat also. You're just trying to heat it up a little. I add a little bit of olive oil. That's not necessarily necessary, but I like doing that. And then from here, we're also going to add a little bit of that pasta water. Sorry, I forgot to tell you. Save a little bit of the pasta water. When I drain mine, I usually drain it over a bowl, so I've got some left over. I don't know why I didn't pull out my whisk to begin with. Grab a whisk. It's better than a spoon or a spatula, and it'll get your sauce nice and creamy. Here, I added a little bit of garlic salt. Just add it to flavor as much as you like. If you feel like you don't, either if you don't have garlic salt or you like just regular salt, go ahead and do that. This one I'm not adding pepper in because I don't want those flakes of pepper. I just want it to be the pretty rainbow colors. From here, you're going to add your Israeli couscous back in there, your little pasta pearls, and give it a good blend. So it's a little bit saucy. I like saying it really saucy, creamy, and cheesy. At the very end, when I was cooking the vegetables, I mixed it together. I drained out a little bit of the liquid. So as you can see, I did not add my whole pan. Add your vegetables in, again, as much as you like. Whatever you feel like looks pretty, that your kids will enjoy looking at, attractive colors. As you can see, it blends in with the chisa, but you can still see the purple and the pink and the orange. Here it is served up. I think it's a really pretty dish. You can tell your kids, give it a try. It's unicorn pearls. Let me know if you like it. Put that in the comments below too if you give this one a try, okay? Our third recipe today is a dessert or a snack that, yes, actually has a little bit of vegetable in it. I did this real quick and simple like this. It's just these 3 ingredients: beetroot powder, vanilla pudding, and then whatever cute little pink sprinkles you can find. I grabbed this, and we're just going to add a little bit of this beetroot powder. Now, everything we've been making today has been very budget friendly. Everything's just a few ingredients. The vegetables are cheap, pasta's cheap, the pudding is inexpensive. The one ingredient that is more expensive is this beetroot powder. But I've got a link in the description below where to get it at Amazon. It is more expensive. I think it's about $11.99 for the bag, but it's a big bag and it will last you a long time. Because it's powdered, you only need a little bit, a little spoonful. So it could be worth investing if you're trying to get a variety of other vegetables into your kids, because this works great like in just regular smoothies. I make cherry slushes. It adds extra red to smoothies, shakes. I even add it to like brownie mixes. You can add it in because they're not even going to know it's there, but you're getting some extra vegetable in there. So whisk this together. Again, I don't know why I forgot the whisk to begin with, but I love my little piggy whisk. Isn't he adorable? I have a link for that down below too, because your kids might really enjoy that. They might enjoy helping to make this with you. You can make there's no real measurements. I just put a spoonful in. I started out with a couple cups, which would be, I think they're half-cup servings, and ended up putting a third one in to get more of the pink color that I like, to make it a little more Barbie colored. So then go ahead and serve this up. I'm putting it in kind of a pretty little glass dish. And then once you get that all served up, go ahead and add your sprinkles. Mine are these little pretty pink pearls. which looks really pretty. Very Barbie-ish, a little fancy. But again, I kind of suggest the jimmies because they're softer. And there it is, all served up. Your kids really, I mean, the beets don't have any flavor really at all. And as you probably know, beets have a sweetness to them. So give it a whirl. Let me know how they like it. I want to say thank you for watching this video. Haggis says thank you for watching too. And please like and subscribe and share. I really appreciate it. It really helps my channel grow. Thank you so much, everybody, and we'll see you in the next cooking video.